Discovery has said it will increase its stake in China's Ping An Health by another 5%. This comes as the company today reported a first half profit increase of 19%. Joining us to discuss this is Adrian Gore, Chief Executive of Discovery. Adrian, when your trading update came out, the market took a dim view. They knocked your share price back. In fact, it's dropped 11% overall in the last week. But today we're seeing a bit more life coming in. Do you think there was perhaps a concern in the communication of what you wanted to say in the trading update?
Alec, I think the update was a bit ambiguous. It was very short and to the point, and the paradox in it is the better our British business does, the more the discrepancy between normalised headline earnings and headline earnings is. So without explaining that, I think it was a bit ambiguous. But I hope today we gave the rationale about the value of the business and the effect it has on the accounts. Hopefully we straightened that out. So it's actually a fairly simple singular issue, but we were not clear in the trading update. I would concede that.
Your business is very clear, though, although you do embrace complexity, as you've said more than once. It looks like from the outside, things going very well in South Africa and lots of excitement internationally.
Yes, I think the performance in South Africa has been very strong across all of our businesses. Our new business, Discovery Insure, has had a great, it's a second full year, so that I think we're very excited about. Outside of South Africa, it's interesting, the UK business, as I said, has performed absolutely brilliantly. So it's of scale, of significant scale. It's 15% of our new business, 12% of our profit. And then the new things that we're doing with Vitality are very, very promising. So it's kind of a mix of new initiatives with established big businesses, but all are going well.
We weren't able to talk to you at the time that you concluded the transaction with AIA in Singapore. Is there any overlap between what you're doing there and with Ping An in China?
There are lessons I think that we're learning in both markets that I think are important. But AIA is a Pan-Asian insurer. We're not doing this with AIA in China per se. So with Ping An, we're working within China, with AIA outside of China. But the idea I think is very powerful. With AIA, it's not about health insurance per se. It's about using Vitality to integrate into the insurance businesses generally. And the starting point of Singapore. It has taken us some time. I must say we've been working with AIA on the Singapore side for now a year. There's a lot of work going down. So it's a joint venture that I think will take time to get materiality. But the potential of it, I think, is substantial.
When we see directors buying shares in companies as outsiders, we like to follow that money usually. When you see a company like Discovery upping its stakes, as you've done in this period in Ping An and with Discovery Insure, which I'd like to talk about a bit more, that also sends a signal.
I think we're optimistic about the Chinese health insurance market. It's the most remarkable, I think, opportunity. You've got 50% of all spending in healthcare in China is private, and of that, nearly 80% is out of pocket. So any commentator will tell you that the health insurance market is likely to grow. We have the best partner in China. We're carefully building a very good specialist health insurance company. We have a fantastic call option to an extent on that market, and we've been trying to buy up as much as we can. We've been also careful, I hope this morning in our presentation we're clear, careful to make sure that expectations are clear. It's going to take time. But that market is very exciting. I think we have a lot to offer. So yes, we are optimistic about it.
Discovery Insure, if you take the price that you paid for 25% of it from Hollard, it's already a 1.4 billion rand business in double quick time.
Discovery Insure, look, I think it's had a tremendous evolution. It's only its second full year of operation. The scale I think it's getting is impressive, but I've been more impressed, frankly, by the receptivity to the product, the kind of dynamics about getting people to drive better and responding to the incentives. And I think that if we are successful, we'll create a virtuous cycle of people driving better. That brings claim levels down. It makes them safer. It brings lapses down. So to an extent, I think in a market that's largely commoditized, we have an opportunity to build a business that has a profound impact on people, but has a fantastic actuarial performance. So I do think it is early days, but the scale and the performance is really good.
And the opportunities internationally on Discovery Insure have to be substantial. I just want to take you back to May. I was at the Berkshire Hathaway annual general meeting, and Warren Buffett was explaining some of the things that Geico, which is an insurance company that focuses mainly on cars over there, was doing. And one of the guys who works for a big American news house who has been to South Africa, said to me, but your Discovery guys are doing this, have been doing this for years. So Adrian, are you really that far ahead?
I think to be fair, we live in a smaller market that can serve as a laboratory, so you can move fairly quickly. I think in the case of Discovery Insure, there are certain dynamics about people using these devices for tracking, stolen vehicles that offered us opportunities. So to an extent, all variables kind of play together to offer us the ability to do this in a very sophisticated way in South Africa. In the US and elsewhere, these are things that are growing very quickly, the use of telematics. So I do think we're ahead, and we can capitalize on that going forward. But I feel strongly that certainly for the next few years with Discovery Insure, we must get scale here and get excellence. And we are developing so many different capabilities coming out of Discovery Insure. I think it can be used in different ways going forward. But the focus now we must get it to scale.
The whole story of innovation and disruption is core to your DNA. Are you likely to be able to leverage this data that you must be putting together enormous amounts of data to accelerate that?
The data that we have, we use carefully in the R&D process. So a lot of the thinking and the structures of our products is based on analyzing our clients and how they respond to incentives very, very carefully. It is ultimately a data and technology business. Something we put in the write-up for the first time. We spent R1 billion on technology in the year under review. So we have a huge amount of data, a huge amount of ability to analyze that data. But that must manifest ultimately, in my view, in better products for our customers. And I think that's a mission we're on. I think we are making progress there.
The core of your business is really to incentivize people to get healthier. That's Discovery Insure, Discovery Life, Discovery Health. I'd love to get your insights into things like smoking and consumption of sugar. If you work that in or if you calculate what is the disincentive, taking the other side of the coin then, for people who smoke or people who consume vast amounts of sugar?
Firstly, it's important to say that the idea of making people healthier often sounds kind of flaky and soft. The truth of it is, and this is bigger than us, it is profound. It is at the core of, I think, everything the world is facing now about understanding the risk factors. And I think you're right. These, sugar and its intake, the effect of that, smoking is dramatic. It is absolutely a killer. We know that. So the ability to eradicate those kind of things is critical. We have, I must say, opted in Vitality for an incentive rewarding system. So we're incentivizing people, giving you discounts on healthy food. We're not penalizing you, so to speak, from doing it. And I think that if you use a carrot and a stick, you may get different results. But our view is a softly approach, create incentives to get people, to nudge people in the right direction. And I think these things are, over time, they are fashionable. They're kind of intergenerational. We've seen that with smoking. These very strong smoking laws have created a very different mindset about smoking in South Africa than we had a while ago. So these are battles that I think we will win, but we are careful to tread lightly in the right way, guiding people, incentivizing them, educating them. And the results we've seen are very, very strong. So it's encouraging, but I'm scared of a very strong stick approach, I must say.
And the healthy food story, it was almost lost in your results that you are expanding this to Walmart in the United States. Now that would be for most people a very big story. What gives?
Well, healthy foods, if you look at Vitality, there are a few key issues, healthy nutrition, physical activity, smoking, prevention, etc. The healthy foods benefit itself and the structure has been one of the repeatable aspects of Vitality. It's not just in the discounting of healthy food, it's the whole physical experience of going into the store, the education, the tools, etc. It has done so well in the South African context. So we've rolled it out. We're extending it to Woolworths, as I think people probably know. But with Humana and Vitality in the US, we've done it with Walmart. And the take-up, it's just the last number of months, the take-up has been very similar to here. Very strong take-up. The discount is only 5%, so it's nothing like 25%. The margins are, the ability to do that in the US is of course less. We've taken up to 10%. But these are all parts of the Vitality process of creating a global, scalable capability. And all the learnings we're doing, in the case of Singapore, we've done the same with cold storage, which is the preeminent grocer in Singapore, and I think we'll do more in other markets. So it is what's great about Vitality is it's a very repeatable, scalable methodology, but at every step you've got to be brilliant. You can't compromise on it at all.
So inventing things in South Africa, taking them into the international environment, that's part of your strategy. It has been for some time now. Just to update us, if you were on a journey from Johannesburg to Durban, how far along that journey today is Discovery?
I think we are approaching Harry Smith, Alec, about halfway in your analogy. I literally think that we've been successful in building careful businesses, but I think the real ability to globalize and get scale and repeat, we are just starting to learn. I think the UK has been an incredible learning experience for us. I think if we get it right in China and AIA and some of the learnings elsewhere, the journey will really accelerate. And that's why I'm feeling a sense there's a huge amount on our plate, but we are really starting out the journey.